something feels off. You're there, but not really there. You're talking, you're moving, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. But underneath it all, there's this quiet distance. Like you're slightly removed from everything, even from yourself. And no matter what you do, it never fully goes away. In this video, we're going to break down why you feel so disconnected from everything, and why this feeling isn't what you think it is. Because most people try to fix this by doing more, but that never actually works. Because this isn't a problem with your life. It's a shift in how you're experiencing it. And if you look closer, this disconnection might be the first moment you're actually seeing clearly. This feeling doesn't make logical sense. Nothing is necessarily wrong. Your life might even be going fine on the surface, but internally, it feels empty. It feels distant. It feels flat. So you try to engage with things the way you used to, but something is missing. And what's frustrating is, you can't even explain why. So your mind starts searching. What's wrong with me? Why don't I feel like I used to? Why does everything feel so disconnected? But every answer gives you something incomplete, because the mind is trying to solve something that it doesn't actually understand. So naturally, you try to fix the feeling. You distract yourself. You push harder. You try to feel something again. Maybe you scroll more. Maybe you talk more. Maybe you even do more. But the more you try, the more distant everything feels. Why? Because the disconnection isn't coming from a lack of stimulation. It's coming from something much deeper. You're starting to see that what you used to feel connected to was never as solid as you thought. And that realization creates space. And that space feels like disconnection. Here's what most people miss. This feeling didn't just appear randomly. Something changed. Not in your life, but in how you're perceiving it. There's a subtle shift happening. You're no longer fully immersed in the story. You're starting to see through it. And when that happens, the emotional intensity that used to keep everything feeling real begins to fade. Not because life lost meaning, but because you're no longer lost inside of it. That distance you feel, that's awareness, pulling back from identification. This shows up in ways you might not even recognize. You're in conversations, but part of you is just observing. You do things you used to enjoy, but they don't hit the same anymore. You feel emotionally muted, even when you think you should feel something. And your first instinct is to panic. Why can't I feel like I used to? But here's the truth. You're not losing connection. You're losing attachment. And there's a difference. Connection is natural. Attachment is forced. So instead of trying to go backwards, here's how you work with it. Stop trying to feel a certain way. Stop trying to recreate the past. Stop chasing intensity. Instead, pay attention to the quiet moments, the stillness underneath everything, the part of you that is aware of the disconnection itself. Because that part isn't disconnected at all. Look closer. This is the monad. That quiet awareness you keep overlooking. That's it. The thing that notices the distance, but isn't distant. The thing that observes the emptiness, but isn't empty. The thing that remains, no matter how you feel. That's what you've been calling disconnection. But it's not disconnection. It's the absence of noise. It's what's left when the usual filters start to fall away. You don't recognize it because it's not dramatic. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't try to be anything. It's just here. Unchanged. Silent. And clear. So, if you've been feeling disconnected, don't rush to fix it. Don't label it as something wrong. Look closer. Because what feels like distance might be the first time you're not lost in everything around you. And in that space, there's something steady, something quiet, something that doesn't come and go. You've already noticed it. You just didn't realize what you were looking at. If this journey spoke to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone ready to experience life beyond thought. Comment below. Have you been feeling this quiet disconnection lately? I read every comment. If you would like to support my work directly, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/magnumopus333. Or you can explore some original merchandise at my Teespring store online. The link is in the description below. Remember, your consciousness is the key that unlocks reality. Let's keep unlocking it together. Thank you for watching. Until next time.